Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing the Osprey Daylite Plus backpack. So there's a whole bunch of different Osprey Daylite packs in the series. This being the this being the Plus bag is a 20-liter bag, and it's a unisex bag for male and female. It weighs 1.29 pounds, comes in 6 different colorways. I'll go over them here. And the bag costs $70 US, or for me, $95 Canadian. And now let's go over the bag. So, right on the front here, you can pull open this stretch panel. This is actually the main difference from the Daylite Plus from the regular Daylite. The Daylite does not have this, whereas the Plus does, and it's just kind of an opening where you could stuff layers in, easy access, and then use this buckle to tighten it in and keep them tight in there so you don't lose anything. This is a zipper front opening here. It's just a small pouch. You could put whatever you'd like in there. 2 water bottle pouches on the sides, and the water bottle pouches are actually an improvement on this bag from the old Daylite Plus. The Daylite Plus before had water bottle pouches where they were basically cut down lower like this, causing the water bottles to fall out. And so now on the updated version, they've fixed that and made bigger water bottle sleeves, and they stretch open a lot, so you could really fit a big bottle in there, and one on each side, and so that's a nice improvement there. Another difference from the older model is this zipper here on the front is now horizontal, whereas it used to be vertical. I don't think that's a big difference. I guess it's a little bit better because with the with the vertical version, you're kind of fishing through your stuff and you might accidentally pull them out of the bag, whereas now that's not going to happen. So that's an improvement. That's an improvement. Coming around to the back side of the bag, and we've got shoulder straps, but with a chest strap, and the chest strap has a whistle on it, like most of the Osprey packs, and it's actually adjustable with its location right here on this firm ridge within the shoulder strap, so I can pull that all the way down or up. The straps do have some pretty good padding. It's not really padded, but it's a light bag. It's definitely enough. And then they do have the Osprey Airscape back panel, so that's one of their new features. I've got this on my Talon and I use it all the time, and I really do like that. It's a comfortable back panel. And then the waist belt is nothing special, but it exists, so you do have a waist belt. And the hydration sleeve is now on the inside of the bag, whereas before they updated it, it was right here on the outside. So there is this little sleeve here to get the tube in to the inside. Let's go to the inside now. So I'll undo these buckles and first start with the bigger pouch. So there's the 2 zippers, and they have the Osprey pulls. These are nice. They're on pretty much all of the Osprey bags that I've seen, but here's the hydration sleeve / laptop pouch. So it's one or the other. Whereas before the updated bag, there was the sleeve here on the inside as well as the outside. So you could put the hydration on there back and the laptop on the inside. Now you got to choose whether you're carrying a hydration bladder or a laptop. It does fit up to a 15-inch laptop, but if you're going to put a 15-inch laptop in, it'll barely fit. There's no way you're going to have a laptop case on that laptop. If you go with a 13-inch laptop and you have a small laptop case around it, you could still probably fit it in there. There's a little clip here to hold the hydration bladder up so it doesn't sag like a water balloon. It keeps its shape. And it actually will fit the 3-liter Osprey hydration bladder. That's the biggest one that they sell. It's right here. And you can see no issues there. So, of course, it would fit a smaller bladder as well. And then moving on to the last opening is this middle zipper compartment, again with the 2 Osprey pull zippers. Open that up. We've got a key clip as well as an accessory sleeve with a couple different compartments, and then just open. So overall, it's a pretty good bag. It's good for day trips. I wouldn't take it too far into the backwoods because then I'd rather something with more support and compartments like my Talon 22. But for around the city, more urban or lightly into the forest, or maybe a little bit of both, it's a good bag. And on top of that, it attaches to some of the other Osprey backpacks. So right here, this webbing, 1, 2, as well as the waist belts, 3 and 4, will attach onto some of the other Osprey bags. Or if you have a duffel bag, not just Osprey, you can use this pull handle, whatever, to go around the handle of your duffel bag, so it makes a good carry-on. So I'll show that onto a duffel bag, and I'll also show it attached to a bigger backpack. In this case, I have the Osprey Rook 65. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and here's the Daylite used on a duffel bag as a carry-on. You just pull up the handle and fit this loop here around it, and then you're good to go. Okay, so now I've went and grabbed an Osprey Rook here so I could show you how to attach the Daylite to some of the bigger Osprey packs. If the bigger pack is compatible with the Daylite series, it will either have a cloth loop, such as this one here, or it will have a metal D-ring here, or it will have a laser cut slit in the webbing here. It'll look similar to this laser cut slit on my Talon 22, but this here is actually for a taillight. So we'll grab the Daylite, line it up here on the top of the Rook, and then this here clip that's used on the Daylite to compress this front opening pouch is also used to just go around that webbing, or sorry, that cloth loop. So you buckle it up there, do the same thing on this side, and then the top is fastened, and for the bottom you grab the waist belt, and you're supposed to just be able to feed this here tri-glide through the cloth webbing here and then tighten it, and then that's it. That's all it takes. However, I don't know if it's just the Rook and it's not supposed to be. I think that the Rook is technically not compatible with the Daylite. It just happens to have these cloth loops for other purposes, because they don't advertise the Rook as being compatible with the Daylite. However, if you can make it work pretty easily. This tri-glide doesn't really fit into this here loop on the Rook, but the Rook does have this straps here to hold a sleeping bag or a sleeping mat or something, and you can easily just take the waist belt from the Daylite 13 and clip it around these loops, or these straps here that are for the sleeping pad, and then that's not going to go nowhere. And plus, it's a waist belt, so you can tighten it on both sides too, and it's still in there. It's not going to go anywhere. However, because it's not a secure bottom, like it's open like this, I wouldn't think stuffing things in between the two packs would be the best idea, because they could just slip out between them like that. However, you're still attached to the Rook, and it's not going nowhere. I forgot to do this side here, but again, just around this cloth loop here, and there you go. There's actually one more cloth loop here on the Rook that we didn't use. So right there, that's effectively an 85-liter bag now, and the Rook is one of the cheaper 65-liter bags. So, and that's because it doesn't have a lot of features on the outside. However, now it does, and it has a detachable day pack. There. Okay, so now here I've grabbed a Coleman 64-ounce growler. So it's a pretty big water jug, and I just want to show you what we could fit in the side of this Daylite water bottle sleeves. So they're pretty stretchy. I'll go ahead and stretch it open, grab the growler, and that can fit right in there. So, okay, so overall, I think that the Daylite is a great bag. I will say the Daylite is a 13-liter bag. The Daylite Plus is a 20-liter bag. The difference is not just right here in this opening in the front, but also a couple inches in every direction. The Daylite Plus is actually bigger. And I would definitely recommend it. I personally buy it just so I could attach it here to my Rook and have a more versatile through hiking backpack. But if you're going to be just doing a shorter day trips around, or maybe something within the city, it's a perfect bag for that. If you're going to be getting more and more into the hiking, it does lack a bit of the features, like say here compared to this Talon 22, it has a ice axe attachment, lid lock, and trekking pole attachment features, just looking quickly at it. But this will definitely get the job done. Depending on what you need to use it for, I would recommend it. It's a good quality bag. And if you're interested in watching the Rook 65 review and why I chose this pack, subscribe below, because that's coming up next. Peace out.